Howdy everybody, and welcome back. So, now that the overviews and everything are all done, let's start building a game. Let's start with our first level. There have been a few minor adjustments made with the template, but it should all pretty well be the same from the user's perspective. But to start your first level, go to Content, RPG Kit, and in your maps. You'll see there's example map, which is what we're looking at right now. Right next to it, right click and go up to level. This is going to be your main level. All of your zones and dungeons will be connected to this level. So make sure it's the name of your game or your main zone or whatever. This is going to be Horse Creek, because that's going to be the name of my main map. Save on the prompt. Now, I already have a sky and materials to use, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it the other way. Go to Window, Environmental Light Mixer, and you want every single one of these. And you should have a sky. I actually don't want these, so I'm gonna get rid of them. And to create a ground or a landscape, up here on the top left, go to Selection Mode, go to Landscape, or hit Shift and 2. If you don't have materials, you can find materials in Content, RPG Kit, Demo, and Starter Content. This is Epic Starter Content, and there is a Materials folder, and it has whatever you might want to use to build your landscape. Might not want to use gold or silver or metal or anything, might be too shiny for you, but they do have moss and grass. So let me find my material. That's the one I'll be using, and make sure that this level is big enough to hold all of your runoff zones. That should be pretty close. Let's do 16 by 16. That should be good. And once you have the level to your liking, the size, hit Create. My computer is going to take a second because it's a potato, or not. It went pretty quick that time. And I need my sky. Perfect. So if you've used a material that is only one texture, it's probably already all filled and you don't have to do much. However, if you have a material with multiple different textures, like this one, you're going to need to create information for each one of these layers. So click the plus button. Oh, and if you don't see these, you might need to click, I think it's this one, it changed in 5.0, and you can create materials, you can create layers from the materials. It should pull them out. And once you have your material, your layers, hit this plus button, weight blended layer, and save it to the folder of your liking. I'm gonna pause the video because this is gonna take a few minutes. And we're back. Wait, blended layer. Now, all you have to do to use these is select the layer and brush size. I've got a lot to paint here. Just like that. And make sure it's working. It is. Perfect. Go back to grass, and I'm gonna fill in this world, so I'm gonna pause the video again, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, looks pretty good. The next thing we're going to need is a player start, so go back up here to landscape. You can use Shift and 1, I believe it is, for selection mode, or you can use the drop down menu and grab a player start and just drag it onto your level. Now we can give this a test run. It's probably not going to work correctly because it's missing some code on the level blueprint. Yeah, the character's moving. So, save all. And just to make this easy, go back into your maps folder, pull up your example map, open level blueprint, and just select and copy all of this right here. We don't need the camera actor, we're going to have to make a new one, so to deselect it, Control, left click. Copy, and we're done in here. Let's go back into our new map, open up the level blueprint. It's this odd looking icon right here. Right click and paste. Or Control V, that works just as well. Control V, yep. I did not mislead you. And here we are going to need a camera for our view target. So, compile and save, minimize, and let's look for a camera. Camera actor. Perfect. Slow your roll. With the camera selected, go back into your level blueprint, right click, and create a reference to camera actor. Then plug that in right there, and the blend time is how long it's going to take for that camera to take control of your character. So I'm going to set this at 7, compile and save. That's probably way too long because the two things are right next to each other, but let's see how it does. Start game. So I noticed when it was starting, it was transitioning from the character to Oh, okay. So on the level blueprint, we have to set a camera active. I think that's where it was put. Alrighty. I feel like a goofball for that one. Back in our maps. Sorry guys, it's been a long journey. I forget where some of the stuff was put. But back in our example map, back in your level map, go to Open Level Blueprint, and we actually do not need any transition time right here, because we don't want to transition. If you want to transition to the start menu and put a delay and stuff on it, that's where you would want to do it. Otherwise, the transition to the character is actually handled in the start menu itself. So if we start game, just like that. And that one is handled in common widgets, start menu, and when the game starts, it's taking 7 seconds to go to the character. And it looked a lot longer because the character and the camera are close together, but that's how it works. So on the level blueprint, you don't want any blend time unless if you're panning to the screen, the start menu. On the start menu blueprint itself, you're panning to the character, and that's where you want your duration and your transition blend time and stuff like that. So, let's, there's the camera, there's the tree. Let's do a mesh. So we can see what's going on. We'll put the mesh right there. So when we start the game, it's looking at the tree immediately. Start game, and it's panning back to your character, just like on the example map. Another thing you probably want to do immediately when you start building a game is change out your character to something more custom. So let's jump right into that. I am going to import. I'm going to pause the video again and import some characters. I'm going to use a low poly one, and I think I'm going to use one that does not fit the Unreal Engine skeleton. If your character or pawn matches the Unreal skeleton exactly, you should be able to just swap out the mesh on your blueprint player character. But I'm going to go through retargeting and everything. Hopefully that can be covered pretty quickly. So then you have a custom character, a custom world, and a sky that you made, and we're going to go ahead and cut off the tutorial right there so I can do some documentation. Alrighty, and I have some characters from Blink imported. And on these characters, let's see. So to import a new character into your mesh, go to Content, RPG Kit, Demo, Third Person, Blueprints, and BP Player. On the top left, go to your viewport, highlight your mesh, and on the right hand side, you should be able to find your character. I am looking for low poly male. Male, full, low poly. So he matches pretty well, but you can tell that his arms are too far out. Compile and save. Now if we play our game, we have our character, but he looks kinda... It looks like he's trying to square up with everybody. So we need to retarget animations to that skeleton. To do that, in RPG Kit, go to Animations, Player Animations, highlight ABP Player, Shift left click down to base, right click, and oh, I misspoke. So right click on casting or death or heavy swing, right click, and retarget animations. We are retargeting to our male low poly, or whatever your character is. If I can find it, that's a lot of skeletal meshes. Well, there's the female full, but we don't want her. Male, low poly, full. So you can go more in depth, you can use a retargeter and fine tune it by exporting assets. Let's go up to here, player, export retarget assets, and in animations, export. So this is one way you can do it. You can line up your characters side by side and make sure that they are all connecting perfectly. It's been a long time since I've retargeted, so I'm going to pause this once again right quick and kind of make sure I don't give you bad information. Okay, moving on. We're just going to do it the easy way. If you have problems with your skeletal mesh, you're probably more advanced using non-Unreal Engine related or skeletons. So highlight everything again, left click on ABP player, shift left click on base, right click, I did it again, right click on an animation sequence, one of the green ones, and retarget animations. So ABP player, we want that. We have casting, hold down shift, control, and start left clicking these. We want ABP player, we want AM casting, death, heavy swing, light swing, and watering. Hold down control again, highlight all of these, BS base for blend space base, we want that, and that should be good. And the retargeter we want is the retargeter that we just made. Just double check to make sure we're not using any more of these. We are using the fall loop. Hold down control and use the fall. We are using the idle, and we are that should be all of them. Click export animations and go into your RPG kit. Click on the animation folder and export. Click Save All. And now we have ABP Player. Let's rename this so we know that it's our new one. Player, oops. F2 to rename, and let's put a 1 at the end of player so we know that it's ours. Same with blend space base, F1. My goodness, it's one of those days. F2 to rename and put a 1 at the end, or rename it to whatever you want. Save all. And now if we go into our player blueprint and the demo folder, third person, blueprints, BP player, go to Viewport, and on the top right side, you will see ABP Player 1. That's not supposed to happen. Why is he T-posing? Oh, just compile and hit save. I was panicking for a second. So now if we try our game, we have our character with the same animations. He's running, he's jumping, and let's throw in a sword into the level. Oh, almost 30 minutes. Let's throw a sword into the level to make sure that it's working correctly. Blueprints, interactables, weapon items, and drag a sword right out there. Oh, we need to copy the sockets right quick. So to copy the sockets, you want to go into your characters. First open up demo, third person, demo, characters, mannequins, meshes, and skeletal mesh mannequin. I'm gonna move this to the side for a second. And then you need to go to your character. Mine's gonna be different than yours. Humans, male, meshes, full body. And you want both of the skeletons side by side, just like this. So, right here, on the top left, go to Hide Bones. And let's see. I'm not gonna remember where those are at. Unclick. Go to Show All Bones. And you basically want to take any socket that you see here. Like on the left hand, you see there's a hand socket. Right click. Copy selected bones. And then you want to go over to the left hand on your character. Right click. Paste sockets to selected bone. And if we go down, we have hand socket right on the right hand, and a hand grip. I guess that's only on the right side. Right click, copy selected sockets, and then on your skeletal mesh, highlight hand right or right hand, right click, paste sockets to selected bone, and that is all we need for now. This is going to get much more complex as time goes on, as it gets updates. But as of right now, this will work. Save, save, close everything out, and let's try that again. He looks a little bit funny, but it's working. That's gonna drive me crazy. Let me pause this for a second, and it looks like I'm gonna have to fine-tune this. I might as well put it on this tutorial. I'm gonna pause and we'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I found the fix. It is in the RPG kit. It's in the interaction system. In your item data, there are 2 animations, unless if you've added more, that need to be updated. Ho is going to be heavy swing, and you'll be able to see your new character. And dull sword will be this animation and a montage, and you'll be able to see your character. So if we save, close out, and let's put a Ho out here, just for good measure, checks and bounds. Now if we hit play, start game, our character is running and jumping. His swing looks better. So let's adjust. Actually, that's fine for now. We'll go over item meshes and stuff like that in the next tutorial and how to adjust it. For now, that's good. I'm gonna go write up some documentation and try and get some of this level built so we can move forward into merchants and quests and stuff like that, and widgets. So I hope you guys found this useful. I hope your level is coming along just as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.